So you want to get into real estate investing, but you've got to start making money right away. The best way I know how to do that is to start a wholesaling business. Wholesaling is a term that we use as real estate investors to refer to somebody who does the work of finding and analyzing a property and then turning around and selling that property to another investor in order for that new investor to go out and execute the end game on the property. So a wholesaler finds a deal, analyzes the numbers, makes sure it's going to work for someone like a fix and flipper, then sells that property to a fix and flipper. That fix and flipper goes in and does their remodel on the house, turns around and puts it on the market and makes money. The wholesaler makes money, the flipper makes money. In the ideal world. Now, wholesaling is a fantastic business and it's a great way to break into real estate investing. And if this is something that you think that you can do to go out and start making money right away in real estate investing, then I have 3 tips that I want to share with you. The first tip is the Deal Spotter system. Now, this is a system that Meili and I created a couple of years ago to help us go out and scale our ability to find, analyze, and make offers on properties. The Deal Spotter system basically encapsulates what's necessary for running a successful wholesaling business. The Deal Spotter system includes 5 steps, and in between each of those 5 steps are 4 filters. Let's go over each of them. The first step is to go out and find leads. This is nothing more than going out and talking to homeowners and seeing if they're willing to sell their house. Now, it has to be done at scale. You have to take massive action. If your plan is to go out and talk to 1 or 2 homeowners a month, it's going to take you years to find a deal. You have to be willing to go out and put several hours a week into talking to dozens, if not hundreds of homeowners to find a couple of deals that are going to work for you to be able to sell as a wholesaler. This may sound daunting, but if you turn it into a system, if you Henry Ford the heck out of it and create an assembly line of how you execute this system, you will be successful with it. Now, step number 1, lead generation. Go talk to those homeowners. You can knock doors. You can go get public records of people who are being foreclosed on by the bank or who are going through divorce or probate. We know that these people are going to be motivated to sell their homes. Maybe it might be a good idea to start there. Contact those homeowners, ask them if they're willing to sell. That's step 1. Now, filter number 1 in between step 1 and step 2 is whether or not they are willing to sell. The ones who are willing to sell move on to the next step. The ones who aren't get discarded. This is not a game of trying to convince somebody to sell their house. You will spend way too much time on this if that's what you're trying to do. This system is designed to help you go after that low-hanging fruit. So the ones that say yes, move on to step 2. Now, step 2 is quick analysis. This is back of the napkin math. We are going to make sure that this property is going to make money if we're going to sell it to a flipper, or if we're going to sell it to someone who wants to hold it in their portfolio and rent it out. So the way that we're going to do that, let's use fix and flips as an example, is we are going to start with our after repair value. What do you think it's going to sell for once it's all fixed up and looks like it was built this year? The best way that I know how to do that is look at other comparables in the neighborhood, see what's sold, see which ones have been highly remodeled, and use those numbers as your kind of average to calculate that after repair value. Then subtract your holding costs, your buying costs, your selling costs, your desired profit, and your projected construction costs. Now, this does not have to be scientifically calculated. Just use some logic. You want to make sure that your numbers are as close as they can be, so you may, on your first couple of deals, reach out and consult with some professionals to make sure that your numbers are as close as they can get. But that back of the napkin math is going to help you determine whether this property is worth pursuing or not. Filter number 2, compare the numbers. If you do that math, you start with your after repair value and you subtract your profit and all of your costs, and that number is still higher than what the seller is asking, then that deal's potentially going to work because you can offer them what they're asking or higher. So that moves on to the next step. If the number is significantly lower than what the seller is asking for their property, it's probably not going to work. It's probably not going to be worth your time. Just discard that property and move on to the next one. For the ones that make it through that filter, step 3 is make an offer. Make an offer on the property. Make sure it's a written offer so that it's official. The filter for that is the seller decides. Are they going to accept your offer or not? The ones that don't accept the offer get discarded. The ones that do move on to the next step. Step 4 is long analysis. You're going to bring a home inspector in to make sure that you understand everything that's wrong with the property. That home inspector usually gives you a written report that you can pass on to your buyer, that next investor that's going to flip the property, as an added bonus to working with you as a wholesaler. This is also going to help you tighten up those numbers that you did in quick analysis. Make sure as you get all this information together that you put it together in a very professional way that you can present to your potential buyer so that you can more easily sell this property. If after you've done your long analysis, your home inspection, and tightened up your numbers, if the deal still works, the fourth filter is you decide. Is this something that you want to pursue? Is this something that you think you can sell to a potential buyer? If so, move on to the fifth step, which is follow through. At this point, you're going to identify potential buyers and market this property in order to sell for a profit. I've seen wholesalers make anywhere from $5,000 to $30,000 on a single deal. This is a very lucrative business, and obviously there's risks involved. So you want to make sure you're as educated as possible before you go out and try to do this on your own. However, part of making sure that you're able to run this business is being sure that you have a network of buyers to sell these properties to. My second tip for how to start your wholesaling business fast is network with contacts. Go to real estate investor associations. There are a lot of RIAs in many parts of the country, and all you have to do is do a little bit of research on Google to go out and find a RIA that you want to be a part of. Network in RIAs, maybe join an educational platform with investor communities attached to them. You want to get out and get in front of as many people as possible to make sure that your network is large and so that you can start marketing these properties that you're finding to as many investors as possible. And my third and final tip for starting your wholesaling business fast is work on your negotiation skills. You are never going to stop learning as a real estate investor, so don't plan on it. At no point in your life, in your career, will you know everything that there is to know about real estate investing. You are constantly going to be learning, so plan on it. Work on those negotiation skills, consistently attend sales classes. Maybe as a side hustle, start a network marketing business. That helps you develop those sales skills, and always continue your education to build your knowledge. Now, finally, remember that there's always risks in real estate. You want to make sure you're as educated as possible before you go out and start any of these strategies on your own. The best way I know how to do that is right here. Now, I understand that I have only scratched the surface on this strategy in this video, but I would really like to go into great detail and teach you my exact formula on how to start your own wholesaling business fast. This is the best way that I know of to start building your knowledge. And to help you get started, we are offering a free strategy call with me, Maylee, or a member of our elite coaching staff. All you have to do is go to flippin.education in your browser or click on the link in the description below to get your strategy call for free. I want to dive deeper into this topic with you, and I have a full fleshed out strategy to share with you, but it's way too much for me to put in this YouTube video. But this is why we've opened up our time and our coaching staff for this free strategy call. That's flippin.education. Get there today. I just want to make sure that you have all the tools and all of the resources and knowledge that you need to go out and be successful in your real estate wholesaling business. And until next time, we'll see you on the flip side.